My name is.
What?
My name is.
Who?
My name is.
What's going on? What's going on? You just locked in the hood politics where we always keep it 100. I'm your host, Jay, man. Y'all already know on this channel, we cut straight through that BS and get straight to the issues and the policies that hit us close to home. We talk about everything from elections to national debates all the way up to political podcasts. We throw some pop culture and comedy in every once in a while because y'all know my motto, baby. All politics all the time. I give you brain rot. That's why I do it so you don't have to. We start each and every one of them out sending out our thoughts and prayers. And I want to keep in our thoughts and prayers, man, the Nolan Wells family, man. I know they're going through a lot. So we're going to keep them in our thoughts and prayers, man. I didn't touch on this for a reason, man, because I wanted to see what, first of all, I was busy. You know what I mean? Second of all, I was kind of waiting to see what the autopsies and stuff was going to reveal. You know what I'm saying? Which seemed to be pretty much nothing. But what's disturbing about this whole case to me, man, is the way the communities are acting. You know what I'm saying? Yo, black community, bro, y'all should be shaming yourselves, man. And I ain't gonna even just say the black community because Justin for Nolan people ain't just black. You know what I mean? So I apologize to the black community for just singling y'all out. But I'm finna go ahead and say the Justin for Nolan crowd. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves, man. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. Why you say that, Jay? Cause, man, check this out, man. The kid is already gone. You feel me? The kid is already gone. And any way he went was horrible. But y'all want his last moments on earth, as horrible as they was, y'all want him to be even worse. Y'all want him to be even worse. Y'all want his last moments on earth to been looking at the buddies he loved and hung out with taking his life away, man. That's insane. All the lies and the rumors that y'all spreading. It's crazy. You say you want justice for Nolan. You say you want answers, but the people who trying to get you answers you don't want to talk to, the people who is out here interviewing the boys, y'all want them strung up and drugged behind trucks, bro. Y'all want them lynched. But you say you want answers. I don't understand. How can you get answers if you ain't talking to the people who was involved or who was there? Or if you ain't going to believe them. Now, I ain't saying you have to believe them, but damn, at least hear them out. I saw that interview with Officer Tatum. Shout out to Officer Tatum for going down there and handling that like that, man. I saw that interview with Officer Tatum, man. And the boy, and from everything I'm looking at, them boys ain't had nothing to do with it. Them boys ain't had nothing to do with it, man. That's just that's my observation. You feel me? But yeah, what y'all got, y'all Justice for Nolan crowd, what y'all got going on, man, is pure madness. It's sick. It's sick. Listen to me. Listen to the words that's coming out of my mouth. The boy final hours was probably horrifying enough, but y'all want him to be worse than that. Boy, you people are sick. You're sick. You need help. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if this chick, Nancy Grace, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if this chick is trolling the left or she just not doing research and just she got too busy or too big for her britches where she just walking in and seeing what's on her desk and just turning on the camera and going. Because it's crazy that it's like, to me, she's trolling, but I can't tell if she's trolling or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need y'all to let me know in the comments, man, what do y'all think she trolling or not, man? Let's get into this. I don't want to be rambling too much. I don't want this video to be that long.
Bombshell tonight. The Nolan Wells autopsy furor. This as the FBI swoops in. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
I find it very difficult to believe that not one, but two medical examiners cannot figure out why he had deep red subcutaneous markings.
Preliminary findings, and this is significant. Focal area.
Now, I know everybody and their mama saying this, and it's a shame, but I just have to say it, man. This dude can't read, man. And I don't understand how he got to where he at. Well, I guess I do. I guess that's what affirmative action was. He was one of the ones that slipped through. Let's continue.
Of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation. Another limitation faced by this forensic pathologist was the absence of the anterior internal neck structures. The trachea and the laryngeal cartilage, the thyroid horn, and the hyoid bone were not received with the body. So he's saying that the throat was not received with the body when he got Nolan Wells' body in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy.
The only question that we have is what happened to our son. That is the only question. We have consistently been degraded by the public. There's been questions about our parenting, our GoFundMe, this, that, and other. I've been called a racist. I am a healthcare provider, and I take my job.
Yeah, you know why it's questions about your GoFundMe? Because people want to know why you need almost $850,000 and you don't have any lawyer fees and things of that nature. Now, as far as these people out here calling you racist and calling you the name and talking about your parenting, yo, most of them is liberals. From what I see on TikTok, those are liberals. You know what I'm saying? When they say things like you should have taught your kids not to hang with the YT people. Like, they scared to fucking talk over there. That is crazy. I don't understand that, yo. You not finna police my speech. If I can't say white and black and what's really going on, I don't want to be on your platform, bro. You ain't finna police my speech. I'm not using none of those words, period. But yeah, them yo liberals talking all that dumbass racist shit. Excuse my language, y'all.
Very seriously. I love everyone. And it's been difficult for us, but we are leaning into our faith, leaning into one another, also leaning into all of you.
You were saying family attorney Ben Crump, followed by Nolan Wells' mother, speaking. Dear Lord in heaven, what is wrong with people? If this were your child, wouldn't you want to know what happened? He goes out with friends. They all come back. He's dead. I don't understand the hate directed toward Nolan's family and to everyone looking for answers. At this hour, I don't think.
Because y'all not looking for answers. Y'all looking for people to blame. You're not looking for answers. The man is trying. Oh, that's an ugly shot. I'm sorry I stopped you right there, Nancy. But y'all ain't looking for answers, man. Y'all looking for somebody to blame for a crime that y'all don't even know has been committed or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what people is tripping on. People is sitting up here wondering like, yo, you steady claiming that you want a thorough investigation, but you ain't letting the medical examiner do his thing. What's going on? What's the problem? The problem is it's not going as fast as y'all want it to go. But guess what? Y'all disturbed this boy body and disturbed his soul and flew him all the way across country. And that medical examiner came up with the exact same findings. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's bothering me, man, is the fact that they not thinking about this boy's soul right now. He is not resting in peace, and I can guarantee you that.
Think anyone is guilty, but I do know that there is a conflict in the stories, and we are not stopping until we know what happened to Nolan Wells. So you can send all the hate and vitriol you want. Have at it. That from our friends over at NAACP. Straight out to Joseph Scott Morgan. We got an all-star panel lined up to analyze what's happening at this hour. As we are learning, the FBI has swooped into this investigation. And that is not disparaging local law enforcement, although they did apparently jump the gun at the get-go and say no foul play suspected. Well, I suspect foul play.
How do you suspect foul play and they didn't suspect foul play? Now one of the medical examiners have came out and said that they suspect foul play. The only people who suspect foul play is y'all justice for Nolan people, and that's what I'm talking about. You don't want answers. You want this boy to been had a more traumatic passing than he already had if he drowned. You want it to be more dramatic than that. You want the boy to have spent the last moments on this earth looking into the people who he's supposed to cared about, taking him away from his family. That is sick. You people need help, bro. Y'all need help.
Because I don't know any differently. Maybe it will turn out to all be an accident. But as of right now, we need a full-on investigation. Joe Scott Morgan, before I give you a very, very long intro bio, where's the throat? I know we have deep red markings on the occipital bone that's in the back of the thank you. This is directly from the autopsy. We want you to see what the family has seen. Don't you think, Joe Scott Morgan, that the second medical examiner might need the throat to figure out what happened? I mean, Joe Scott, it's on fire, claims that Nolan Wells had been lynched, that he had been strangled, asphyxiated. Do I believe a lynching occurred? No, I do not believe that. But I do know I need to see the neck.
Yeah.
And if you see the neck, if you personally, Lancy Grace, see the neck, what would you be able to determine? Because I specifically remember hearing you talk to your other ME that you brought on another show saying that you're not a medical examiner. That's not your field of expertise. So if you saw the neck, what would you be able to what conclusion would you be able to draw that the MEs can't draw who feel this is?
And let me tell you where the neck is. It's or the organs of the neck, as it's referred to. These neck structures are actually being held by the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office, and they don't just arbitrarily hold things like this, Nancy. This is something that would commonly go with the body when the body is released. So I deduce the fact that they have seen something there that they're trying to hold on to from an evidentiary value. Remember, the state still has an ongoing investigation in this case, and they see evidentiary value in this. And yes, I know that the second autopsy, prosector, up in DC would have liked to have seen this, but he understands this, why they would retain it. And it is being retained, I can promise you that, as are other tissue samples. But the problem
Rest
is that
up,
when you
son.
get into these structures in the neck, one of the things you're trying to assess is, was this a drowning? Also, is there any kind of trauma? If people will just put their hands right here in the midline of your neck, you'll feel that kind of cartilaginous body there. That's cartilage, right? That can be fractured. Need I remind you, Epstein, right? So you have to examine this. Also, here's our word, Nancy. They're talking about the hyoid is missing as well. So they don't have that.
Show
They've
me
retained.
Joe Scott Morgan, because show me Joe Scott. You and I, hyoid, we know what it is because you and I have handled a ton of asphyxiation,
Yeah.
ligature, manual strangulations, you name it. Hyoid, explain. So delicate.
Yeah, and it's very, very far up the neck, Nancy. And one of the things that happens is that with the hyoid, it's generally only traumatized as a result of direct pressure that's generally applied by a throttling event or a C clamp like this, throttling meaning like this. So manual strangulation, and an outlier here is ligature strangulation, but primarily hands on. So they're looking for little fractures in here all along the way. So that has to be dissected along with these other, there's a couple of other structures that you look at as well. They've held on to this for some reason. I don't have the answer for that, but I can tell you it's being preserved. I don't know if they're getting further consultation on their end, that is the state. And I'm
Hold
sure
on.
that, yeah.
Stop. Joe Scott, you're
Yes, ma'am.
giving me so much information. Let me tell everybody, if they don't know who you are, why you're here tonight. Okay. Joe Scott Morgan is a death investigator. He has investigated over 10,000 death scenes of all natures. You've only got a few choices. You've got homicide, suicide, accident, natural causes like a heart attack, and unexplained. Tonight, we've got 2 unexplained medical examiner's reports.
Yeah.
Why? We don't have the lungs in a potential drowning case. Why? We don't have the neck in a potentially, as you said, throttling case. Why?
Yeah.
Well, I can explain that to you before since you don't seem to have common sense, because the first medical examiner, he's doing a thorough investigation. Something, once again, I'm going to stress again, that all you Justin for Nolan people claim you want.
Those are the 2 main things I want to see. Joe Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, with a world-class criminal procedure department. I've toured it myself. He's the author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, and he is the star of a hit podcast, Body Bags with Joe Scott Morgan, and so much more, but that would take the whole program. Joe Scott, really? With allegations floating, very incendiary allegations of lynchings, of throttlings, of ligatures. The main thing I want to see, the lungs and the neck, and they're both missing. I have a problem.
I have a problem with everybody saying that they're missing something. If something is missing, that means you have no clue on where it is. See, I don't like the disingenuous framing of this. If something is missing, that means you don't know where it is. Everybody know where the lung and where the neck is. It's being further examined. These people, boy, y'all. Oh.
Well, I don't know that the lungs are necessarily missing. Let me tell you how this works. They have done sections of the lungs at the ME's office in Mississippi. Now, the one thing that is included in this report relative to the second autopsy that's been released is that the doctor here, who is a fantastic doctor, highly credentialed, knows what he is doing, former chief medical examiner for DC, he is stating that he has taken tissue samples. He repeats this over and over again in the report. He submitted this for his own histology. Why is that important? Well, if you get into the lungs, that lung tissue, and he can identify it even in it I'm going to be real graphic here. It arrived in a bag. Okay. So he would have to pick through this, find lung tissue in there, and then sample that. And he's going to be looking microscopically for signs of drowning there. And he'll make his own assessment. One of the things I'm concerned about, Nancy, and I hope that they did this down in Mississippi, is that when they did this initial examination, did they do diatom testing, which is you're looking for these little bits of algae that are distinct to both freshwater and saltwater. And if you find that within the system, that's also an indication that the individual may have been submerged and taken on water. So right now we've got a lot of questions, but as the second doctor says, this is all still pending investigation.
I'm trying to digest and make sense of everything Joe Scott Morgan just told me. But what I know is that I don't have the lungs and a potential drowning, and I don't have the neck and a potential throttling, as he called it. And again, Joe Scott, we don't have evidence of any strangulation, be it manual or ligature, except that deep red discoloration. And I read in the autopsy report, it was about 12 by 8. How can that be? Explain to me what they're talking about.
Yeah, can we please put that drawing up that the doc rendered there? You know something interesting about that mark, Nancy? This thing has got kind of, as he has drawn it out here, that red indication that he's done with a pen on this anatomical diagram, Nancy, that's got what is referred to as kind of specific margins, doesn't it? It almost appears as though there is a pattern there, and it extends. If folks at home will take their hand and put it on that kind of bony prominence in the back of your head, that's called your occiput. Okay, that's where the occipital bone is. So it looks like it's just beneath there. So right along that edge, this thing's got margins. It almost looks like it could potentially have a pattern, hard to say, but do you see how he has it drawn out there? It's almost like a rectangular shape. When you talk about decomposition, which he does extensively here, and he says he can't make a full assessment because of the status of the decomposition. Decomposition is what's called diffuse. That means it kind of spreads out randomly. What he has drawn there, at least from his estimation there, or his rendering that he's done there, puts margins on this thing. You got a top end, a bottom end, and then you got sides.
Okay, all that said, what does it mean? Because to me, Dr. Kendall Crowns, who I respect deeply, by the way, suggested it was blood pooling. I'm not buying that because it's nowhere else. We don't see that anywhere else on the body. Hey, Caitlin Beck.
And you're also not a medical examiner. Hey, I don't want this video to be too long, so we're gonna stop it right here, and I'm gonna make a part 2, and we're gonna pick it up on the part 2. I don't want this video to be too long. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok, Hood Politics 5.1. I'm a big troll over there. Y'all love me. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop a new video. This is your boy Jay from Hood Politics checking in, and now I'm checking out, baby. Y'all know how we do it.
I denounce you in the name of Jesus. Every devil gotta flee. You don't have no reason. I'm bold as a lion. I don't fear no evil. Blood of Jesus on me. I'm covered. I'm